This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Colin Cowherd crazy take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Also, this is the game where Jalen Hurts gets his revenge. And lastly, we're going to talk about the Desai versus Baker Mayfield. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's just get into it, man. Let's just get into it. Let's talk about Colin Cowherd. Horrible take. Horrible take. Now I've been hearing he been running with this narrative that the Eagles or Jalen Hurts per se is this power QB runner, something like that, right? And I won't say to an extent I agree with him. Yes, Jalen Hurts' legs is still his power, but don't use that to slight his arm. Do not do that. He still this year has one of the best completion percentages in the league. So don't use that power running this and that about Jalen Hurts. But this is where he got wild. He said the Eagles are like the Tennessee Titans with deep threats. That's where I say I disagree, because if when they had AJ Brown and those guys, you could have literally put me behind center and we could have made the playoffs. If you had me as quarterback, Derrick Henry as the running back, AJ Brown on the outside, you're going to win at least 9, 10 games. Well, I always debunk that argument because with us, if it was that simple and Jalen Hurts technically didn't mean anything to the offense, well, we took him out because we had no choice. He was hurt. Mayfield, go win 2 games. Go beat the Cowboys or just beat the Saints. Beat one of the two. He couldn't do it. Even with the Shane Stein everybody loves, his system everybody loves, he simply couldn't do it. It's because Jalen Hurts, it's run under a good system, but Jalen Hurts is damn sure the engine. He got to get everything going. That's why everybody's so worried, because it's such a slow start. But nobody talks about the other offense in the league. These other offense, including the Patrick Mahomes, the quote unquote dominant Cowboys, a lot of these dudes' offense are not up to par. It's not. So I think it's a horrible take, in my opinion. And people are using this time to dig at Jalen Hurts, and it's only September. Week 9, week 10, if he's still playing the same thing, okay, your bad opinions are valid, but it's week 2. Get those same opinions to Dak Prescott. Get those same opinions to Baker Mayfield. Hell, get those same opinions to Patrick Mahomes. Give those same opinions to Joe Burrow, because y'all said Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl, so he should get the benefit of the doubt. Joe Burrow there. Give those same takes to Justin Herbert. Give those same takes to Lamar Jackson. No, it's not going to happen, because Jalen Hurts was a runner-up for MVP, and people are trying to use this time to say, like, well, is he actually that good now that quote-unquote defense figured him out? It's only week 2. I would give all those other quarterbacks excuses saying, yeah, it's week 2. Nobody really figured out their offense or what they're going to do just yet. Hell, Tua just had a bad game. Did they say that about Tua? Week 2. Week 1, he was phenomenal, but week 2, he was terrible. 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Normal numbers. All right. So, again, bad take. So let's get into the next topic. Revenge game for Jalen Hurts, and not just Jalen Hurts. I think AJ Brown too. I will get into Jalen Hurts. Let me go ahead and play this clip.
Sack for the second time today.
To be honest with you, it's been a mismatch so far.
This guy can't read. Hey, Mike, keep moving around. He can't read now. He's going to give us a couple.
This is communication.
See the infamous clip? He can't read. Ever since that game, Jalen Hurts turned it up. We're talking about a runner-up for MVP, a guy that got to the Super Bowl, and the decline of the Buccaneers. Now the Buccaneers are starting 2-0, but Todd Bowles is still there. Todd Bowles is still there, and I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts remember what he said. I'm pretty sure now if it's any game, Jalen Hurts just might go off with his arm, throw 300 plus yards. AJ Brown having a dominant game. Devontae Smith or even Goddard having a dominant game. This will be the game. This will be the game because Buccaneers got a good run defense. They right behind us. We're first in run defense. They're second. But they pass defense might be overrated for our stats is because they played Justin Fields. You know, Justin Fields literally had guys running wide open. Now, if you talk about a guy that can't read and is not seeing the field, that is Justin Fields. He literally had guys running wide open with great protection. His first instinct was to look at the first guy and run. DJ Moore was open that whole game. Mooney and those guys was open that whole game. And he blamed the coaches. But nothing about Justin Fields. You leave Devontae, AJ, or Goddard like that open, running up the seams and stuff, you're going to have a long day. A very long day. We're not the Vikings. We're definitely not the Bears. Those two 0-2 teams for a reason. If you leave passing lanes that open, we're going to cook. Now, I don't want the guys going in too emotional because when you're too emotional about the game, we won a game so bad, it can cause you to overthink. And hell, you might lose the game due to that. Now, AJ revenge game is against us. Well, I say that fans. Well, not us, against them. People that hate the Eagles. People saying AJ fell off. Is he really the number one? Can he still play? What I think is happening right now is that AJ's going through what a lot of star receivers going through. So a lot of teams are picking a poison. They're like, well, should we bracket it AJ and leave Devontae one-on-one, put the number 2 corner on him? And what Devontae Smith is showing, you're making a huge mistake. Now, if they try to bracket Devontae Smith and you leave AJ one-on-one and open, he's going to eat too. Now, I do give AJ this. If this was the argument that he's open this game and Jalen Hurts not really looking his way, there was some points he was open, but to give Jalen Hurts the benefit of the doubt, if the team is bringing the house, he don't really have time for a long developing route. That Devontae Smith, when he threw it deep for the touchdown, Jalen Hurts knew he was going to get hit, and he just ate the hit. Unless he going to have to do a lot of that. Unless he going to have to do a lot of that, taking hits and waiting for long developing routes. I mean, that's just somewhat impossible. But if we keep hitting long strikes like that, eventually the defense will adjust. But that's just to give AJ Brown, if he was pissed off, the benefit of the doubt, because there was some plays he was just open. Now, I believe he got Jalen Hurts' ear, got his eyes. I believe he's going to hit AJ for a lot of yards this game. I think this is going to be AJ 100-plus yard game, and his name going to be circulating right back in the conversation. So he won it. AJ won it. You see the thumbnail? He wants it. Guy is hungry. Shout out AJ Brown. I still love AJ Brown, man. It's a great Philadelphia Eagle, and been nothing but respect and love while AJ is here. Like AJ said, just enjoy the time, because I even see Eagles fans doing this. Just enjoy the time we got right now with 2 number 1 receivers. Just enjoy it. Stop trying to compare the 2, who's actually the number 1, who's actually the number 2. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's going to be some games Devontae don't look like the number 1. We had a game where AJ didn't really look like the number 1. It's going to be games like that. It just is what it is. Okay, so let's get into Desai versus Baker Mayfield. Now, I would say this about Baker Mayfield. What I seen on like tape, and also what I seen like on his box score sheet or whatever you want to call it, he's just been playing mistake-free football. You know, he's like the game manager. Like he haven't been putting the ball in danger. Um, he's been giving Mike Evans shots down the field. He's looking sharp. He's looking like a guy who wants to stay a starting quarterback in this league. Um, but our pass rush, I know they O line is good. Our pass rush is going to get there. They're going to get there, and we're gonna have to speed up his clock and force him to make bad decisions because if not, he showed that he will make the right pass, even if it's a dink and dunk. He will again give Mike Evans shots. So when he give those shots, our cornerbacks got to be there to pick that stuff off. We got to look. We got to make Baker Mayfield look like Baker Mayfield. We talking about from Carolina. So again, can Sean Desai stop Baker Mayfield? Absolutely. And let me put up the numbers right here. So this is Sean Desai versus Baker Mayfield. So the first time, well, I guess the second time should say they played each other. It was the Seahawks versus Rams. Baker Mayfield won 13 to 26 and only 147 yards and one interception. When Sean Desai was the Bears DC, and he went up against Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. He was 19 to 31, 246 yards and one touchdown, and he was sacked 5 times. So again, Sean Desai pretty much know Baker Mayfield, how to slow him down, and I think Sean Desai is going to have a great game plan. We going in there with basically our starters, not including Vontae Mattis. I believe Reed Blankenship plays. It's going to be interesting what we do with the slot. But I think Sean Desai got him figured out, and you got a better defensive line, and you have 5 sacks the first time. We sack him, he's going to make mistakes. He's going to make mistakes, man. That just is what it is. We got to speed up his clock. Don't give him enough time. Please don't. But that's all I got today. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news? Sean Desai versus Baker Mayfield. I think Sean Desai can win that battle. Jalen Hurts revenge game, AJ Brown revenge game, and what is Collins talking about? But this is Eagle Al. I'm out.